So this is the medium dark sample pack from APDG. So again, this is 18. I got 19. This one's 20. This is 21. This is 22. This is 23. I do longer swatches because I know my face is lighter here and gets darker back that way. And that way we get the full spectrum. It's just like my arms are like super light here. Oh, well, they're dry. I have a made-up condition called can't be bothered. So that's why I didn't have any lotion on. Please ignore my very large upper arms. I'm a very, very large girl. I do try to minimize how much people see, know where to put the camera to hide things. So please ignore my biceps. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm lighter here, and then I'm darker here. Off topic again, sorry. This is shade 24. And the last one is 25. I'm gonna do the dark set on this side of 26 and go down to 33. 27. 28. And these ones actually are pretty deep. I'm so impressed. Okay, so this is 29. 30, 31. 32. And I'm sorry I seem ill-prepared, I really am. I wasn't planning on doing this video right now, but my family went shopping. I didn't go because I don't care about Cabela's. And so I was like, well, it's quiet. Let's get her done. And then this last shade, 33. I think they're dry. So these are the shades, which, you know, like in some angles, it's like, oh yeah, they're a perfect match. And then you go down like that, and it's like, oh no. But you can see some of those are just too yellow. It really depends on the angle. Because right here, it's not too bad. And right here, it's different. And then right here, you can see those yellow undertones just going, wah. So like 18 would probably work, but I couldn't do 19, 20, 21, or 22. 23 is a possible. 24 is like the right depth, but that yellow would make it look really bad on me. 25, the deeper shades. I also will try 26. I would try 27. I think 28 is the wrong undertone. 29 I'll definitely try. And then the next shades are too deep, but I might be able to use them for contour or something. So there's 30, 31, 32, and 33. So I'll swatch those ones all next to each other, and then we can see how those work out. Yep, nothing. Again, I'm holding the camera with one hand and the mirror with the other. I like. Okay, so we're gonna try out 18. And after 18, we are skipping to 23.
24. 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29.
There was one of those in there that I don't think was gonna work, but I can't remember which one in the 20s. So this is shade 18. These have to be fully dried to appreciate their actual color. Oh, and this is the APDG also on my lips. So I had another sample pack of non-foundation shades. I only kept 4 of those samples. Okay, so the ones I kept were Stella, Trinity, Tease, and Jaded. The other 3 were just not even going to be compatible. Just gave those to a coworker. I put on a little bit of Stella, and then I put on some Trinity, and then I brushed my teeth just because I wanted to see if it would last, and it did. And then I put on some lip gloss over the top just because my lips are feeling dry, because this is a very, very matte formula, and it also stayed through that. It did stain a little down there, so you got to make sure you're within the lines, but whatever. Back to this. 18, 23, 24, 25, 26. So this is 27. We got 28, 29. I'll be back. So it's been about 5 or 10 minutes, and so this is what we have. 18, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Of course, this is on the cheek where I did the light going out to the dark. We have 18, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And I'd thought 24 was gonna work, but I think that's just, it looks a little grayish on me, and I think that's because of the yellow undertone. But this can be used all over your face, like, you know, as I said, on your lips. It can be used on your eyes. It can be used as foundation. My goal was to try to find something I can use as a concealer to cover those spots, so I don't have to use as heavy of a coverage of foundation. Let's start with, so I'm gonna try 18, just because it's light like my nose, and that's pretty much where I'm gonna have it. And I'm gonna use that on my nose, and then I also have a new foundation I want to try out as well. So let me get this stuff cleaned off my face, and I'll be back again. You're supposed to use a silicone-based makeup remover to remove the APDG, but I just used coconut oil, and it worked just fine. I just used coconut oil and, seriously, a towel. That's it. And I mean, a little bit of elbow grease, but it works. So we're gonna start with APDG, and we're gonna see how this works on my nose spots. Also supposed to use a dampened sponge to blend this out, but for where I'm putting it, I'm not gonna bother with a dampened sponge. You're supposed to let it dry between layers, but we're gonna let that dry. So it looks like it's dry now, so we're just gonna put on a little bit more. It seems like it covered up those other ones significantly. It's just that one right there didn't do as well. So I put a little bit more on there, and I just had my daughter get me wet my sponge. Thank you. And I'm just going to tap it out like it says in the instructions. And to me, that just like picked up all of the pigment. So I'm gonna try 29 since that one was deeper. And maybe I just need something that blends better with the dark spot. And this is way deeper than it looked like when it was swipe on my face. Way deeper. I don't know how I feel about using a sponge. I really feel like it just picks the color back up. So I don't know, a mix of 18 and 29 seems to be all right. You hear the car alarm in the background? It's not mine, so I don't care. So now we're gonna try 23. Oh, that color works well, I think. Oh, as soon as I start dabbing, it's gone off that spot again. And seriously, all I want is just for that spot to be a uniform color. All I want is for my nose to be a uniform color. So I am not using the wet sponge there. So I'm gonna use my finger. So I guess what we're gonna go with. And let's also try concealing the spots on the rest of my face. I'm just correcting where the red was under my lip. And oh, this black stuff I put on. If you can see that, it just came off in a string. So apparently lip gloss does not work on top of this stuff. Okay, this lip stuff is breaking up and looking snaky. Maybe I put on too much. I did let it dry before I put on the lip gloss. But I just noticed that when I was putting this stuff on down here, it's looking a little snaky. That actually makes me a little worried for this next step, because the next step was tinted face oils. I did try it out a little bit and it did work, but the problem is there wasn't enough coverage for me. So that's what I was thinking. If I can find a good concealer to go with it, maybe I could do it. It is a tinted face oil. It might break up the APDG that I put on my face. But I need to get this mess off because this is gross now. Okay, a little scrubbing, that comes off easily. A little concerned that it's gonna take off the coverage I do have since this is an oil. I'm hoping that it won't do that, and then I could possibly wear something with lighter coverage than I normally wear for foundation. This is a little red, but it does calm down a bit, and it does complement my skin better than 7, which I gave away to a coworker because it was way too light, and 8, which I'm not trying to get because it was just way too yellow and too light. See, that is like a really nice finish. Just, I need coverage for my little weird spots. Okay, so this is shade 9. It's decent. And I'm talking about the color match because as for the finish, yeah, that finish is lovely. I just don't have any coverage up here on my nose. I don't think that APDG and my Kosås are going to be compatible. Well, I do want to try just a little bit more to cover this spot on my nose. This is shade 23. Out of the first half dozen ingredients in the LA Girl, oil is not listed, so hopefully this won't mess up anything. I'm just trying to do this really quickly because I really want to set my whole face because I'm wearing this oil foundation. Oh, and there's my spot just shining through again right there, not even where I touched it with the thing. Whatever. Oh, and it's beating up. Okay. So it must not have been completely dry when I put it on because it is already beating up when I touched it. Or it could be from the oil from the foundation. So that's the Kosås. And it's a very pretty finish. Anyway, I'm just not that comfortable with such a low level of coverage. But I'm going to see if I can get used to it, see if it's something I could wear to work comfortably. If it is, then I'll try it out again tomorrow and do like a full-on all-day wear test. I'm gonna do everything like I normally would. So, setting my concealer with my pretty pink powder. I'm pretty darn covered. So I'm using the Danessa Myrix, just because. So I got 2 Revolution Pro eyeshadow palettes. I got the Regeneration Trends Mischief Mattes and the Life on the Dance Floor Sparklers. Oh, but that fallout from that silver one. I got these pencils from Revolution, multi-use pencils. This is the shade Confidential, and it's multi-use. So, and use it for my lips. Looks really good as a lip line or lipstick or lip color. I would also like to use it for an eyeliner, but the point doesn't stay very sharp. But I'm gonna try. So this is the multi-use stick in the shade Disruptor. Yeah, this is a little bit too thick to use as an eyeliner pencil. I can see using it for an eyeshadow. For an eyeliner, I can't get it close to my lashes without making it stick in my lashes, and that's really annoying. But since it's multi-use, lip liner. So basically that's just like a base. I'm gonna powder everything and then I'll put on more of that purple one. Okay, Ben Nye brown powder. So if you're going to use that silver eyeshadow razzle, I would suggest either using it wet or using an eyeshadow shield because it is still there. It did not brush off like the rest of my Fallout stuff did. It's stuck. Our CMA No Color Powder. Then I use my brown powder brush to brush back off again. So we go back in with Confidential. Then we use the rose water. And then we have the Revolution blush. This is the shade 1 for Plague Games. I usually use this as a highlighter, but today I'm using it as a regular blush. Which, now that I see that I was planning on doing that, that's why I do my blush under my powder. Cause like, wow, what did I just do? I'll buff that down in a bit. I'm gonna use my strobe highlighter and holographic lights. That might be a bit much. So now, since my blush is a little much, I'm gonna go back in with my brown powder brush and just diffuse that out a little bit. I'm trying not to touch the highlighter though, because I'm actually quite amused with the highlighter. Okay, so I don't know, I think I can deal with the Kosås not being so full coverage. And I also got to think about the fact that, I mean, that spot, I wear glasses, like always, and they're pretty well camouflaged, I think. But I think it worked out, and it is now 5:27. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm really not doing anything, but I will try to check in before I take off my makeup tonight, just so we can see how well the tinted face oil held up on my face.